going to be Ron McKenzie, and title of this speech, The Opportunity/Challenge Model. Please help me welcome Ron, The Opportunity Challenge Model.
The world we live in is near infinitely complex. So much so that when we interact with the world, we often don't interact with everything that's there. Instead, we make a model, we make a simplification of what we see, and we use that as our guide to interact. We all do this, oftentimes subconsciously. Sometimes very consciously. Unfortunately, there's a model that gets used quite frequently lately that I think is overused to the point where it's no longer useful. And that is the oppressor-oppressed narrative. And my concern with this model is it puts the source of the problem out of your control, which is very relieving. You're like, oh, it's not my fault. But it also puts the source of the solution out of your control too. And I think that's dangerous. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. I think a more useful model in more cases is the challenge opportunity model. And it's real simple. The idea is in every challenge there is an opportunity. And in every opportunity there is a challenge. And so you can use this on a global level. Take, for example, Japan. Japan, as you all know, is an island. Well, it's also a very mountainous island. And so what this causes in history is, as they were growing up, you have all these isolated pockets of community. And because they're isolated, it's very, very difficult for one ruler to rule over the whole island. To overcome this challenge, they saw an opportunity for someone larger than life to arise. The solution? A God emperor. So in the challenge of isolated communities, there's an opportunity for only the strongest to rule. And this made Japan a very strong power. But in that opportunity was a challenge. And the challenge was their ego. Because as you move into World War II, they believed that their leader was a god. It worked for them. The importance of the challenge opportunity model that I'm talking about is recognizing that in every situation we have, there's both. If we manage the challenge correctly, we can exploit an opportunity. If we don't, we get some negative consequence. And so, of course, in World War II, they ended up doing dastardly things. And I don't just mean engaging in a war. Like, that happens throughout history. I mean invading Nanjing and doing unthinkable, despicable things to the people there. You can only do that if you think that we are godly and they are somehow subhuman. And so, when you can look at history and you can use this model, but you can do it very much in a personal level. Something as simple as, I have a speaking spot this morning. Oh, it's obviously an opportunity for growth. But it's a challenge too. When I sign up for a role, I have a challenge. I have to fulfill this role. I have an obligation. I must prepare. I must find things to talk about that are useful and interesting. Because if I just come up here and talk about, well, you know, I went for a walk the other day and it was pretty good, the wind was blowing. I can do that every day, sure, but I'm not going to grow. So the way to use the challenge opportunity model, it's just a mindset. You apply it to everything you encounter in life. You recognize, as soon as you get something that you think is a challenge, your brother calls you up and says, hey, I'm moving. Can you come over and help me? You're like, ugh, this is a challenge I don't want. Immediately then, change your mindset. It's an opportunity. What's an opportunity for you? Well, sure, it's an opportunity for a lot of exercise. That's good, I guess. But it's an opportunity to give freely of yourself, and that is to express your love for your family. And I think that's excellent. It's an opportunity engage in a challenge with the rest of your family, which is a bonding experience, a memorable bonding experience. Even the curveballs that get thrown at you during moving day, there's always some of those where something doesn't work out, the rental doesn't arrive, or the piano doesn't fit down the stairwell, something like this. It's always something going on. When looking at any model, whether it's, no matter what model it is, it's as good as the results you get. And so, if you're walking downtown and someone comes up with a knife, I'm not suggesting you look at that and think, whoa, what kind of opportunity do I have here? Like, the model isn't useful there. But it's a mindset. You're always going to use models to look at things and simplify them. If you take conscious control of this process, you can get more useful results. I think looking at things in a challenge opportunity model, you can really enhance your life. You can take that negative experience you feel. Whenever you get someone offers you something and you're like, ugh. In there's a gem of beauty, there's an opportunity for growth, there's some wonderful opportunity. And if you focus on that, you go into that challenge happier. You're more likely to get the positive outcome if you know it's there, you know there's something beautiful about this. But it's also a warning too. Whenever you get something you think, oh, what a wonderful opportunity. There's a challenge that if you do it wrong, you're going to get a negative outcome. So it's both. It's a way to keep you happy when things are challenging, and to keep you cautious when you think things are going to be easy. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Kind of curious if you have a trademark on the Opportunity Challenge model. You should if you don't. Great job, thanks.